Rhoda, our regional coverage of the Northern Marianas, reporting what you need to know, asking the hard questions, and sharing your voice, your view on the issues that matter in good times and in challenging ones and in changing times. KUAM CNMI, keeping our community at the center because we are better together. All right, Hafides and Tiro, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are reporting live from the CNMI. We just want to make that clear. I know that there are updates coming from Guam and the CNMI, but we are reporting on Saipan, and we're at the Emergency Operations Center at the CNMI Homeland Security and Emergency Management, joined with Special Assistant Franklin Babata and PIO Bernard Villagomez. And so, gentlemen, thanks for making time. I know it's a busy day. Did you want to just brief the public on the latest when it comes to 95W?
Yeah, Hafade and Tiro to our CNMI community, to include the three islands and the northern islands. This is not a new story. It's been out about these disturbance within the area. We've been monitoring this since we had the sign that this could develop into more of a concern for us here in the CNMI, since the tracking of the path for this disturbance is moving towards the Mariana Islands. Of course, in the beginning, we were waiting more for the circulations to develop and see what the National Weather Service out of Guam and the Joint Typhoon Warning Center in Hawaii, because they're both constantly monitoring this, and should they see the circulation develop and more become elevated to being a concern, going up to a watch and going to a depression, those are the levels of the informations on how we push out these informations on the weather, and the wind speed is one of the factors. So there's other things that we look into. I looked at where the direction is moving, the distance from our locations, the impact when it gets, what are the damaging effects of it, what is the closest point of approach, and when is it going to pass us? Those are the three things, or more than a couple of things that I look into when we have these meetings and I ask those questions. So right now, it looks like from the couple of days, we're moving into the tropical depression, which is the wind is picking up, but it's less than 39 miles per hour. So as of this morning, it did pick up to like 20, 25, 30 some miles per hour. And we had another briefing with the National Weather Service this morning to just kind of give us an update where we're at with this. It looks like it's getting closer to our locations, to the CNMI, and we're now in almost 24 hours out to 36 hours out. Again, it depends on how fast this thing moves, because it might move faster, then it might stop for a little bit and do the continue to circulate and then move again from our location. So it is very close for that timing for this to pass us. We were estimating it's supposed to be in 24 hours. It could be right past us, or it could be in the middle, almost passing us. So we're still tracking that, and we're not out of this yet. We're still in the disturbance area with this, the wind. There's some other apps out there, like people are looking into their windy app, and when they see the windy app, they're concerned. And we also have our National Weather Services that give us an update onto these things. So we both look into those that whatever the community is looking, and we also look at what National Weather Service is giving us, That's where we gauge our situations. Where are we going to have a full-blown multi-agency coordinations to call them in now? Again, those are some of the triggers when we see how strong is the wind and that is approaching us. Those will determine our calls for to trigger an elevations also with our preparedness and response team. But there's a lot of information we're putting out for preparedness, and that's where our public information officer has been constantly messaging and putting out informations regarding preparedness for this. With that, also, we thank you, Thomas, for coming over to our office and to share these things for our community to also see and understand more of the situation of what's going on out there. Because the weather, you can see it's windy a little bit and not too strong, but then there's rain, there's flooding, road can be slippery, so there's more cautions or precautions that we need to also advise our community. So I'll let our public information officer take care from there, and I just have to step out.
Thank you.
And
Yes, I know it's a busy day. Thank you,
yes,
I appreciate it.
thank you.
All right. And so, Bernard, I guess we'll pick up with you.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us, what people can do now to prepare. It's rapidly evolving. Information is going to change, in a few hours or so, right?
Okay, yeah. So we are tracking with the National Weather Service on the latest updates for Invest 95W. We for sure want to make sure that we want the viewers to, if you have any information that if you're sharing across social media platforms to family, to make sure that it's from an official source like the National Weather Service or here the CNMI Homeland Security and Emergency Management. So I'd just like to cover just very basic, full, holistic preparedness information for people in the CNMI, just preparedness information in general, just the things to be mindful of as the system passes through the CNMI and the Marianas. So things to do to prepare before a typhoon season would be, for example, assemble disaster supplies like food, water, batteries, chargers, radio, and have cash on hand just in case. And create a communication plan, handwritten list with your contacts and just a communication plan with your family. Just have that understanding between each other. It's also, the next one I would recommend is to know your risk with the water and wind. Consider your threats, the storm surges. We're expecting 4 to 8 inches of rain, so just be aware of the potential flooding, low-lying areas, and poor drainage areas, and also the strong winds. As it passes through the Marianas, we can expect gusts of winds and high winds. So just to make sure that your home is protected, secure items, tents, canopies, any objects that could fly around, secure it before, and just to protect your property and yourself too. And understanding forecast information, this is very important. Understanding the different advisories that are released out to the public. As of right now, I would like to cover 4 of the advisories that are currently in effect. We have a wind advisory in effect from 6 a.m. Wednesday to 6 p.m. Thursday. A flood watch is in effect through late Thursday night. A high surf advisory is in effect until 6 a.m. Friday. A small craft advisory is in effect through to 6 a.m. on Friday as well. These are the type of forecast information that the community should be aware of so you can expect what conditions are coming from Invest 95W. And it's also definitely the most important is official sources. We want to make sure we're receiving information from credible sources, like the National Weather Service out of Guam. And of course, protecting your home before a typhoon were to come, if it were to come. This is just general. This is preparedness information. I'm not saying that the Invest 95 is going to be a typhoon. Just want to make sure that, hey, these are the preparedness tips. So that's you're making sure that your family is okay and understands what's coming and securing your windows. And for example, the rain. There's a lot of rain coming, so you want to secure your windows and doors so your house doesn't get any rainfall inside of it. And as Invest 95W passes through the Marianas, we want to make sure that you are getting the most recent updates and just staying informed from official sources. And just be aware of the impacts, the advisories that are in effect, just so you have a better understanding of what to expect.
All right, and my understanding is we're going to receive some updated information in the next hour or so from NWS Guam, right?
Yes, we'll receive information and then we will share that with the community, the media, and all through our information distribution outlets
Okay.
and sources.
All right, thank you, Bernard.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tomas.
All right, and thank you all for joining us. Again, this is Tomas Maglano reporting on Saipan. Of course, you can rely on KUAM to bring you complete coverage about how to stay prepared and what the latest information is when it comes to 95W. We'll continue to update our Instagram pages. That's KUAM News and also KUAM News CNMI. And of course, you can visit KUAM.com for the latest updates. We'll continue to keep you updated. Thanks for joining us.